Okay, good morning, you guys. Today is Wednesday. It is August 19th. We are starting with math like usual. I am using my classwork workbook, not the one that says homework and remembering at the top, the one that's blank. So I'm going to come to page 34 and 35. Actually, no, we are not doing 34 and 35. What we are doing is 36. We're going to do 36 today. So you're only doing one page in your workbook, in your classwork workbook. So I would like for you to, on your whiteboards today, go ahead and also add the assignment of practice writing your 2s, your 5s, and your 10s multiplication tables, okay? So add that to your assignments for today using your whiteboards, okay? So all you're really answering are 3 questions, and it's all about Puzzle Penguin. So hopefully we're all familiar with Puzzle Penguin from kindergarten and 1st grade and 2nd grade. But I will read to you the letter that he wrote. He says, "Dear math students," and you can read along with me, you guys. "Today, my teacher asked me to write a word problem that can be solved using the division 40 divided by 10. Here is the problem that I wrote. Kim has 40 apples and puts 4 apples into each bag. How many bags did Kim use? Is my problem correct? And if not, please correct my work and tell me what I did wrong. Your friend, Puzzled Penguin." So you're going to write your answer here. You don't have to use complete sentences. We are doing a lot of writing today with various assignments. So if you want to just do fragments and complete sentences, I'm okay with that. Number 16 says, this section asks you to write and solve the problem with 10s. Number 16 says, write a word problem that can be solved using the division 60 divided by 10, and then write a related multiplication word problem. So write a word problem that can be solved using 60 divided by 10, then write a related multiplication word problem. So you're basically doing division problem and then changing it to a multiplication problem. Although he did do something wrong up here, you can use this example to help you. Another suggestion I'll give you if you start to struggle with creating your word problems is go back. Look at page 34. Read these word problems. Look at page 35. There's examples of word problems already given to you for multiplication and division if you struggle. Number 17, write a word problem that can be solved using the multiplication 10 times 3 and then write a related division problem. So you're just taking the same thing they're asking you here and switching it around. You're starting with the multiplication and moving into the division. But again, if you struggle, just go back and look at your previous pages. Okay, so that's all you're doing here. That's why I said please make sure you use your whiteboards today and practice writing out your multiplication facts for your 2s, your 5s, and your 10s. I'm just updating your Google Classroom right now. Okay, so in this book, we are doing, hopefully I updated it correctly. Yes, I did. Yay, good. 24 and 25 in your homework and remembering. Normally on your left side, it's actually all remembering practice, but here you're actually doing homework. So you're going to be working with your 10s, your 5s, and your 2s. So I know that 2 times 10 is 20. I know that 15 divided by 5 is 3. I know that 4 times 2 is 8, but also 2 times 4 is 8. If you want to really stretch your thinking, go ahead and practice your fact families. If you want to just stay with the same operation, you could do that. So I know that if 2 times 10 is 20, I also know that 10 times 2 is 20 because of the commutative property of multiplication. You could take your division problem and you can switch out your quotient. So I'll put my quotient in the actual equation. Okay, so 15 divided by 3 equals 5. If I know that if 15 divided by 5 is 3, then I also know that 15 divided by 3 equals 5. So 4 times 2 is 8. 2 times 4 is also 8. And then if you really want to extend, then come back and do the other two equations that use the inverse operation. So here I could do, all right, I know that 20 divided by 10 equals 2, and 20 divided by 2 equals 10, for example. Okay? So you'll also be working out page 25, come up with whatever your study plan is for today. I think yesterday my study plan was actually to try to stay really hydrated. But today I'm waking up hydrated, so I'm going to try to, my study plan is to finish my work before noon so that I can have some time to do other things that I need to do. This actually isn't true for me. I'm just giving you an example. Okay, so you're going to work out, you're going to use your word problems. You're going to work out your word problems, write an equation and solve the problem. 2 parts to this, write the equation and solve. So number 1 says Wendy has 100 cents. Let me my other highlighter. I don't want to use that one. Wendy has 100 cents. And she wants to buy some marbles that cost 10 cents each. So how many marbles can she buy? So I'm going to do a division problem here. I'm going to go 100 divided by 10. And I know that 100 divided by 10 equals 10. Okay, so you do the same for 2 through 6. All right, that's all you're doing with your workbooks. You have yellow stars in IXL, so I would highly recommend going and doing your yellow stars. We do not have school. You don't have assignments or Zooms tomorrow or Friday, so those would also be excellent times to play catch up with IXL and making sure you're getting those yellow stars done, because those yellow stars are very important. All right, so we're moving on to reading. We're in our practice workbook. We're going to complete a few pages today in our workbook. You don't need your textbook for any reading purposes today. But we are starting with page 33. This is just spelling skill for this week. It says, and you can read this with me, when a vowel names or says its name, it is a long vowel. When a syllable has 2 vowels, the letters usually stand for the sound of the first vowel. Let's read that again. When a syllable has 2 vowels, a letter usually stands for the sound of the first vowel. The letters usually stand for the sound of the first vowel. The letters A-I or A-Y, I wonder if you can predict this, stand for the long A sound. So you only hear the A here, you only hear the A here. You would not hear the I or the Y. They sort of act as a silent E. Okay, so in section A, it says read each sentence and circle the word that has the long A sound. All right, so number 1 says, it's fun to walk outside in the rain. You have the words walk and rain that use the letters A, but in walk, A is a short A, and in rain, I actually hear the A. So I'm going to circle rain, and I'm actually going to go ahead and highlight AI. Okay? Do the same for 2 through 6. Letter B says write rhyming words for each of the words that has the long A sound. And just try to think that you're going to use the same word patterns or letter patterns here. So for rain, I can do brain. And why not go ahead and try to come up with a few, okay? Pain. How about stain? Okay? So you can keep going in that way. Even if you're not spelling a word correctly, you're still using your letter patterns here. So if you only want to write one because that's what it calls for, then you can do that. If you can come up with more, that's great. It's 33. Okay, let's see. We're also doing page 39 today. So this, you will go back. Actually, what I'll do is I'll reattach because I think there's really only one of you, but there might be 2 that needs the attachment. So I'll attach the pictures to this assignment. of your Earth Smart pages, but you will, rather, I said you wouldn't, but you will need your textbook. You will need to use Earth Smart, and you are going to be filling in ways that the green school helps the environment. So it says, description writing frame. Summarize Earth Smart. Use the description writing frame below. The Good Willie's Environmental School is a green school. The students at this green school help the environment in many ways. One way they help is, and then just complete the sentence. Another way they help is, and then just complete the sentence. They also help by, and then complete the sentence. You do not have to do B. You can if you want to. But do go ahead and complete that. Okay? So that's page 39. You're also going to work on page, oh, I put the wrong page number on there too. You're going to work on page 42, and you're only going to do 1 through 8. And you are looking for words that are misspelt that use the letter pattern AI or AY. So in number 1, it says, every May I visit my grandma. Of course, the second word is spelt wrong. It's the month is spelled capital M-A-Y. You don't have to do B if you don't want to, but you can. Okay? Actually, let me finish. I'm going to fix that in your Google Classroom. Okay, so that's all you're doing with your reading workbook for today and really for the rest of the week, to be quite honest. Okay, so spend any remaining time on Raz Kids. Same thing for tomorrow and Thursday. All right, you guys. You won't have any assignments in your workbooks, but you can certainly use any of your sites on the computer. Okay, so for writing, we're going to go back to our rough draft 2. I went straight to my page. We are only working on paragraph 2. So my main idea is always paragraph 1. And really, you can choose any one of your 3 details to be your second paragraph. So if I'm really excited to write about spending time with my dogs, which of course I love, then I might start with that as my paragraph 2. As long as you've got a yellow bubble for your next paragraph, then you're good. Just choose whichever one you're most excited about. Okay, so I know that I'm just remembering what I'm writing about. I'm writing about what excites me and why it excites me. All right, so I like to go hiking. I get to see beautiful sights. All right, so remember, we're starting with our transitions. Whichever one you start with, you've got to use the word first, and we worked with this a lot last year. So first, hiking excites me because I get to see some beautiful sights. Now I'm going to give some examples of some sights that I get to see. I see beautiful trees, beautiful mountains, and beautiful streams. These sights are so pretty and make me feel at peace in my heart. Okay, so that's my second paragraph. This is a detail, so I'm going to make sure I highlight it in yellow just like I did here because it matches with my yellow in my pre-writing. So I am just using my highlighter. I would not recommend using your highlighter, but you did get a highlighter in your bag, so if you want to do the same thing I did, you can. Okay, so that's all I'm doing with my writing today. All done with writing. I actually have to come back to use this for social studies, so I'm going to leave this out. Okay, with language arts, your instructions say you are going to copy 3 sentences from your reading textbook and underline or highlight the subject. So I'm going to go to my next page in my notebook. I did start using the back of my pages last week because I don't want to run out of room here. So I'm going to date my workbook 8/19. My title is going to be subjects. Now, again, you're using your reading textbook. And I'm going to give you an example. If you don't have your reading textbook, you can do this assignment with any book that you have at home. It doesn't matter what book you decide to use. All you need is a book that has sentences, okay? So for this assignment, you know, if I don't want to do as much copying, then I'm going to try to find a shorter sentence to use, because hopefully every sentence in my book has a subject. Okay, so for example, this one doesn't look too long to copy, so I'm going to copy this first sentence. Green schools use less energy than regular schools. Green schools use less energy than regular schools. All right, so I've chosen any sentence that I want to. You could even do your captions. You could use those. Now you've got to underline, highlight, or color whatever your subject is. I'm actually going to box it in too. So I know that who or what is this sentence about? Green schools use less energy than regular schools. This sentence is about green schools. Green schools is my subject for this sentence. So that's the one I'm copying, okay? So you can use mine as an example, but you still need to copy 3 others on your own. All right, so that's how you're doing language arts. Okay, your next assignment is science. I'm excited about this one. All you need to do is think about the biomes that you read about earlier this week. And I did get word that one of you had gotten the same workbook twice, so I will put a picture up. So you're doing your next page in your science notebook. Remember, this side is for you to make your own observations as a scientist. This page, your next page, you're going to write the word biomes. I am going to put a quick date up here. That's always a good practice with your notes. And you are going to draw a picture. Yesterday, again, you read about different biomes. So you're going to choose one of those biomes. I think you actually even watched a quick movie on your biomes. If you did it, you will be watching a movie on biomes. But if you need something to refer to help you remember, I'm trying to find the page right now. Here we go, page 26 of your science interactive study guide. If you go to page 26 and 27, it goes over your 3 biomes. So choose one of your 3 biomes, draw a picture of that biome, and write at least 2 sentences about that biome, okay? All right. And again, I'll put pictures up of this with your Google Classroom. Okay, and your last assignment, you're watching your YouTube video for social studies. You're going to come to your social studies notebook. Under vocabulary, I want you to write 3 reasons why it's important to vote. Put today's date. You do not have to do it in a complete sentence again because you're doing a lot of writing today. You can just do a graphic organizer with your main idea of why vote, and then how about just 3 reasons why we should vote. And it can be from the movie that you watched, or it can be from what you read yesterday. Okay, you guys, and then make sure you are filling in your gratitude calendar. I haven't done mine in a few days, so I'm going to spend some time today going over and trying to remember my week and things that I did that I was grateful for. A lot of us talked about our weekend, so we should be able to remember that. So go ahead and think about things you've done that you're grateful for. Okay, please, it's going to be cooler today, so try to get outside, do something around the house to help your family, and be kind to your brothers and sisters. Have a great few days off of school, you guys. I'll see you on Monday. And I'll also see you at our Zoom. Bye.